Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Scots on the Run podcast, where we take a behind-the-scenes look at what's happening in McGordon College cross-country and track and field programs. In this episode, we're recapping our second and final home meet of the year, the Pop Crowell Invitational, 53rd annual running of that race. Carolyn Day is going to be joining us in just a moment as well, but first, as always, Coach Miela, how are you?
Doing really well. Yeah, it was a good day. I said this to the team earlier this week. Fall starts for me when Pop Crowell is over, because we start the season with two home meets, which is a lot of just a big logistical stress. And now that that's over, I can enjoy my pumpkin spice lattes. You know what I mean? So
There you go.
no, things are good. Looking forward to some cooler weather moving forward, especially as we start racing some more.
Yeah, well, my parents came up for the weekend, so they got to attend the race, and were saying that it seemed like the weather was very nice for spectators, but probably a little bit on the warmer side.
Yeah.
For the runners here, so.
Yeah.
Sure.
When you can stand in the shade, it was a gorgeous day.
Yeah.
When you're running, 4 or 5 miles or whatever, it's it kind of gets to you. So.
Yeah, but at least we got the race in on Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
unlike last year where we had to move it to Sunday because of
That's
the weather.
right. Probably the only Sunday Pop Crowell ever.
Yeah.
It was last year. Yeah.
Well, Carolyn, welcome. You finished fourth on Saturday, so how are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, it was good to be able to race on the home course last time, so it was fun.
Well, yeah, take us through your race, because I know, I'll be honest with you, I was surprised a little bit that you ran as well as you did, not to put you down, but I just, I thought we were taking it easy. I know you were coming off of doing a lot of cross training, so, I haven't even had a chance to hear, I guess section by section, how did it feel, and were you just feeling good and you just kind of kept going kind of thing, or?
Yeah, it felt pretty good. The plan was to hold back some the first mile or two, and then try and progress through more of a race effort the rest of it. So felt good. Wasn't sure if the fitness would be there, but it felt just like a normal race. So that was all I could ask for.
Yeah, so you're saying even the finish, everything, there wasn't a point where you're like, oh man, I've been in the pool a lot recently, or?
I think going out a little slower helped a lot, where I would have burned out a lot, but it felt like I had plenty than the rest of the race.
Yeah.
Especially with the heat, I think going out a little slower was helpful.
Yeah. We'll talk about that, because I know, and I'm sure we'll talk about the men's race later, but it definitely got hot for the men's race. Women's race seemed okay, but I don't know. Was it too hot for you? Was it all right? I don't know. Was it manageable?
I thought it was pretty manageable, especially once you get into the woods in the shade. It didn't, and we were an hour earlier than the guys, so it didn't feel too bad, I didn't think.
Yeah. And then how about anything you would change in terms of, I guess moving forward, your race strategy? Anything you're gonna? Now that you're kind of feeling a little bit more, are you holding back at all in your training? Are we gonna keep cross training a little bit here and there? Or?
Yeah, I think the cross training will be around for a while longer, it sounds like. But running some more workouts now. I think the rest of the races will be with more of an aggressive, competitive attitude going in. So should be good.
Yeah, and your next race is Pre-Nationals, right?
Yeah.
You're traveling to Indiana. Are you excited for that?
Yeah, I think it'll be quite the trip, but a really good opportunity to do such a big race.
And Coach Luco's been on that course before. Has he talked to you about it? Have you talked to him about it yet, or?
From what he says, it's gonna be pretty flat, all grass, just some rolling, no major hills.
Nothing like last year's.
Yeah, yeah, a little flatter.
Yeah, definitely. That would be nice. Yeah, so we're excited to send you and Rachel out that way. I think it's good for your guys' development, and then hopefully we're setting you up for taking that trip again later on in November. So, and then I guess we probably speak about Rachel, huh?
Yeah, well, first of all, just to circle back, Carolyn, like I told you after the meet, I know you've been dealing with some injuries and having to cross-train and everything, so I think the fact that you came out as strong as you did was quite impressive, so congratulations again on your fourth-place finish. But at the same time, of course, Rachel, four-time Pop Crowell Invitational winner.
Yep.
And once again broke her own school record here in the 6K. Just amazes me how somebody that has been setting and breaking her own records for so many years now, just continues to get faster. And
Right.
not by a small margin either. We were talking before we started recording here, 24 seconds
Yeah.
faster than her previous 6K with 21:17.
Yeah, and I wanted to. I'm pulling it up right now. So last year she actually ran 22:25 on this course, and our course has gotten better. I know they've smoothed it out back at where it used to be very rocky and rooty. So I'm sure that definitely helps. But I mean, she ran a minute faster than she did at this point last year, and she ran her school record 6K best at Conn College, which, I don't know, you've ran on both those courses. What do you think? Do you think our course is slower, faster? Do you think it's probably pretty comparable, or what?
I would say they're comparable.
Yeah. Like, you don't think you'll run it any faster at Conn than you would be here?
Maybe it depends on the person.
Sure.
I think our course might be a little faster.
Okay.
But I think some people like Conn College more.
Yeah. I think Conn College, I think the biggest difference with Conn College is it's more, I guess, there's just more spectators around the entire time. So you're kind of like in the action more, whereas ours, you got to go back in the woods. And if you're not focused, you can kind of, I just lose your rhythm, lose awareness of how fast you're going, kind of a thing. So that's cool. Yeah, I just, again, getting back to Rachel, I just think it's impressive to see her run such a strong opener, 6K opener, given that, I don't think she was dealing with some back issues, things like that going into the race. It's kind of similar to you. Like, I don't think we were expecting nearly a half-minute personal best from her in the afternoon, or in the morning, but she took care of it. So yeah, I know she's happy with it, but I know she feels like she's got plenty left to go get. So
Her margin of victory was 94 seconds over second place.
yeah, honestly, yeah,
It's astonishing.
Yeah, and standing up at the finish, she comes through, and I'm like, man, that seemed really fast, because I hadn't remembered like what exactly was her personal best. And it's like, yeah, I think she PR'd, but I couldn't remember by how much. And then I was just like, oh man, like she was by herself for quite a while.
Well, I was getting splits of a 3-mile marker, and I texted Gordon that within the first 3 miles she had an 80-second lead on second place, and
That's insane.
I remember reading out her split time. I think it was like 17:32 or something. And
At the 3 mile?
Yeah, there were a couple of other volunteers who were taking splits for some of the other schools, and they just visibly, like, when I told her time or her split as she was running through, they just were just as surprised as the rest of us. But
Yeah. No,
I guess we shouldn't be surprised at this point because of how incredible she's continued to be.
Well, obviously exciting to have someone like her leading the squad, and with her and Carolyn, we should also, talk about Caroline Pierkowski got back to run in the way that we're used to seeing her, and I think she's. We were just talking about that before the podcast. Like, she's getting back on track to what she tends to do coming off her lacrosse season, running her best race later in the season. So it was good to see that from her. And then we had our 3 or 4, we had our 4 freshmen all coming in right after that. I haven't taken a look. So we had Olivia come in 19th, and then, let's see, Jasmine came
Molly's
in.
22nd.
Molly's, yeah.
Jillian 32nd, and Jasmine 37th.
Well, yeah, I was just going to look at, like our freshmen are minute 20 separation, so they're not totally grouped up, but it's nice to see, like Olivia and Molly, 12 seconds apart. Then you got Jill and Jasmine another 20 seconds apart, after there's a gap between Molly and Jill. Like, it's good to see you've kind of got these little pairings in there, and I don't know, the depth of this team is exciting. We still Kaylee still hasn't ran this season, and if she can come back and get back into form, we're going to have a pretty solid squad. I did want to ask Carolyn for you and how your experience has been on the women's team this year. We got a deeper team. I don't know, tell us a little bit more about the team dynamics, the team culture.
It's been great so far. It's nice to have a big group of freshmen coming in. Nice to have just the whole team with an encouraging, competitive attitude where we want to go out and be as good as we can as a team. It's really exciting to see. It's different than we've had in previous years, I think. Just everyone's kind of working together, I think, and it's really exciting.
Yeah, I think we've got a mix of veteran returners that they kind of know what to expect. They know how to train. trained under Coach Luco. And then we've got these freshmen who are kind of coming in and really kind of falling in step with the upperclassmen. And I know that's been really fun to see. And Carolyn's pretty humble. She's our captain this year, and she's doing a great job of leading that group and kind of establishing that culture that is really encouraging, really welcoming, and honestly, I think we have a good balance of having a desire to get better, being competitive, but also, like I said, being welcoming and encouraging one another. So it's that type of stuff that you can't see on a results sheet that gives us a lot of confidence of where our team can go in the future, wouldn't you say?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, on that note about team culture and everything, I know
Yep.
you talked the last episode we did. Of course, no episode last week like we were teasing. Unfortunately, we couldn't get
Yeah.
Nate to talk about the
Olympics.
Olympics episode. Hopefully, we can reschedule
get
that for a later
going.
date. But
Yeah.
the last time we were together, you were talking about how strong our group of freshmen on our men's team seems to be this year, and looking ahead to the future of that program. What stood out to you most from the men's race? Obviously, PJ was our top male finisher, but what else?
Yeah, I mean,
you want to highlight?
I don't have actually. I think I have the results of the Battle of North Shore right here. Let me see if I can see. Yeah, so PJ was our third finisher at the Battle of North Shore. I mean, again, so this is what I think is exciting about the men's team in particular. If you look at the order of how our Gordon runners came in, it was Roland, Joseph, PJ, Evan, Aaron, Jack, Wesley, Hudson. And then, so that was the Battle of North Shore. And then if you look at, you're going to hear a completely different order this week around. PJ, Jack, Aaron, Hudson, Wes, Joseph, Steven, Evan. I thought Hudson was in there. Did I say Hudson? I did. Well, yeah, and so I think even Jack, our captain, has said that. What's great about this team is that I think the pack will kind of take care of itself. Who's ever having a good day, whoever can withstand the heat, different courses are going to favor different people. But I think they all kind of trust that if they put in their best effort, it will be enough, regardless of whether they're in the top 7 or not. And that's a really exciting thing to see, and see the group working together.
For sure. So looking ahead, obviously you mentioned Carolyn's next race, Pre-Nationals. What's the upcoming schedule look like for the team here? Because I know that's the same weekend as homecoming, where the Scott Trot will be. Yeah.
Right. So the team will compete on September 28th at the Brown Bear Invite, which I think is in Attleboro. And it's a course we've never seen. We are prioritizing, we were going to go to Keene, which is on October 5th, but our homecoming is that day, and we host a 5K that day, which, Ben, you're running in, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, have you registered yet?
I'll be, yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
All right, I just didn't see it. I just didn't see it.
I had to make sure I got in time to get the
Get the
t-shirt.
t-shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I wanted to make sure you got that. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was asking. But no, yeah, so we host a 5K for that. I'm hoping that the 5K for homecoming can be something where we see a lot of alumni come out and show how in shape they've stayed or not to the rest of us. But no, should be a good time. But anyway, so in prioritizing that, we wanted to find a meet for the team to run on September 28th. But Rachel and Carolyn, like we talked about, they're actually going to take the next 2 Saturdays off, because the following Friday, it's actually October 4th, I believe, you guys are running, right?
That night.
And it's like a night race, which is fascinating. Have you ever ran a cross-country race at night?
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, that was an option.
Yeah. So that should be fun. I'm excited. I hope, I don't even know, I'm assuming there's some kind of live stream or something. Either way, I think it'll be a great experience for you guys. So that's kind of what's ahead for the next few weeks. No race this Saturday. So yeah, Carolyn and Rachel, they'll kind of take their 3-week break leading into pre-nats. The team will take their 3-week break after this week, going up into, we'll take 2 weekends off before college in the middle of October. So that's kind of on the outlook moving forward. And yeah, should be good. The team's, we've got a couple good workouts ahead of us that we need to get in, but we are ready to kind of take that next step with a little bit more work in there. So
Yeah, I hope you don't have too lofty expectations for me in the.
I expect you. I expect you in the top 10, Ben, for sure. I mean, you're representing the program.
Yeah,
of course.
I'm just looking at the Battle of North Shore results, and Luke was significant improvement from his freshman year, I think. But even he ran 21:03. I don't think I could hang with that for very long in the current shape I'm in. But I didn't think I'd run as fast as I did last year. So
That's what I'm saying.
We'll have to wait.
Take
to see
steps
that, but,
forward.
Yeah.
Positive mindset, Ben.
Yeah,
you
for
know the
sure.
course now.
I do.
You know
yes.
that course.
Yeah,
It's actually a great course.
it is. Yeah.
Especially, for people, since you're running in trainers the whole time, it'd be good.
Yeah. Well, one final
Yeah.
note I want to bring up from this weekend, because I pulled up the Battle of North Shore results here. So Rachel's average mile split for the 5K to open the year was 5:42.9. Her average mile split on Saturday for a 6K was 5:42.6. So she actually ran
That's
a faster
insane.
pace
I didn't know that.
in the
Dang.
6K than she did to open the season in the 5K.
Well, I'm telling you, and I actually, like I said, I thought she was, given the shape her body was in, just how it was feeling, I thought she was going to take it a little easier. So if she's taking it easy and she's running that well, watch out.
Yeah. Now, hopefully later this season we'll have some meets where she has some runners that are within a minute and a half of her. And,
I think
help
that
push her along.
those
And I
days
think
are
if she-
certainly coming. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine she could even be a little bit faster if she had some competition to try to beat here. So we'll look forward to that and look forward to our upcoming races. And hopefully you all join us for those episodes later in the year. But in the meantime, thanks for listening to this one, and we'll see you next time right here on Scots on the Run.
Sweet.